For the first time in our history, we have the capability of documenting war in its entirety. This fact is not only important for posterity and punishing war crimes, but it also creates the opportunity for us to utilize the full potential of artificial intelligence. The recent use of satellites and commercial drones to identify enemy positions in Ukraine has proven extremely effective. The only problem with the strategy is that every camera on every drone has to be told exactly where and when to look by an operator. And covering an area of possibly tens of thousands of square kilometers on a daily basis becomes a severe logistical issue. So my idea is this: why not create an AI capable of automatically detecting Russian forces in real time with images gathered from reconnaissance drones? At first, this idea seems like it has a minimal impact in Ukraine, but its full potential is only realized when it can be scaled to cover more territory than what is possible with human operators. But now you're wondering, if this technology is so useful, why hasn't it been used in Ukraine already? And the reason for that is AIs like this require an extraordinary amount of data to be trained on. Imagine you were asked to identify from a series of images which ones contained a certain dog breed. Well, you would first have to have seen that dog breed and remembered what it looks like. This is the same principle for artificial intelligence, but on a much larger scale. For example, in order to train AI to know what the numbers 0 through 9 look like, it has to have first been trained on approximately 60,000 images of those numbers. And this is where the problem is. We simply lack the raw data to train such a network to be used in Ukraine. But after a year of continuous fighting, I believe that enough raw footage from surveillance drones can be collected to create a data set for an AI to be trained on. And the reason I say this is because I created it. Almost. So far, I've gathered 23,000 unprocessed images that, when properly formatted and extracted, can then be forged into a final data set of approximately 80,000. A very healthy number for any AI to be trained on. But what about the AI? Where can I find one that I could just freely download and use? That is why I decided to forego using any commercial AI and just build my own from absolute scratch. I have already successfully created and tested what is called a convolutional neural network. Currently, it is in the final stages of optimization, and over the coming weeks, I will document its progress over this project's media platforms, all of which you could find here. The reason I created these accounts is not only to reach out to actual engineers and developers, but also to get the support I will need to achieve the final aspect of my vision, the hardware, the actual drones that will fly over occupied territory. In the coming weeks, when I have successfully created and tested my program, I'll then move on to design and build a prototype drone specifically for the Ukrainian military. This will also involve starting a Kickstarter campaign to raise the necessary funds to build said prototype. And all monetary transactions I make to acquire the necessary materials will be made publicly available. I want this endeavor to be totally and completely transparent. And in the event, for any reason, this project doesn't succeed or the war ends, all the money will still go towards Ukraine via a charity of the public's choosing. I hope that one day my drones will be manufactured to create an artificial swarm in the skies of Ukraine. With all that said, I am very eager to hear from all of you. Thank you. And Slava Ukraine.